my hands a little bit.
Oh, so I did the intro. That's fine. Hey,
Oops.
zoom in.
Yeah, alright, cool. I'm gonna go finish cleaning up the mess I made. You again. I'm sorry, Bear Bag.
That's alright. And the probe scout arrives. I believe it's locked onto my camera, so we're going to come over here and we're going to say, this guy in the purple is RelaX. Then we're going to come back over here and we're going to see that the probe has scouted out the fact that the spawning pool is down. Don't worry, it wasn't any particularly early timing or anything like that. The probe slowly but surely running away to double check that the hatchery did not get laid down just yet. That would have kind of been mathematically impossible, but that's okay. The probe's in position to block, and here comes the drone. Beginning of the game. The caffeine is kicking in, I think. I think it is. Drone v probe. Oh, relax. Not paying attention there. I think that maybe he's having a little bit of difficulty with his APM right now. It might be a bit tired. In fact, I'm going to open that up. So yeah, the APM, no spiking back up just as I open it. But we do have kind of, this is a really hard ramp to wall off, honestly, with the Forge. Fast to expand, like that pylon almost has to become part of the wall, which isn't very secure at all, and so inevitably there's going to end up being a small gap here, and actually photon cannon being put to the back, but as long as, say, 6-7 Zerglings try to make the attack, then there's no problem at all. And Krumelus actually was supply blocked there for a moment, and oh, okay, he did what I presume was an extractor trick. I may have just missed that. And now we have a drone moving out, and look at that, he's got a rally. Whoa, he's gonna build a third base! The interesting choice about this third base location, actually, though, is that it's towards your opponent, so that would indicate that Krumelus might feel like he can be aggressive again in this game, because the reinforcement path is a lot shorter from that third base versus from this third base, which would be more typical in a PvC to expand away from your Protoss opponent and then connect the bases with creep, so that way you have a easier to defend area. Lots of probes being built, hatcheries. So I do jest a lot about PvZs, and that's really for no other reason that it's kind of funny how so many of them look so identical early game. It's not to say that it's a bad play by anyone or that it's not enjoyable. It's just an interesting facet of the game is that beginning part's been worked out pretty darn well. Now RelaX again, a little bit of miss micro, and loses that poor little guy. That's the first death of the game. First blood. We really should start incorporating those. We had talked about it once upon a time, like throwing up when we earlier were talking about 100 workers killed by Hellions, we wanted to have kind of an overlay to throw up like winner or achievement unlocked. Another one, First Blood. That's my personal favorite. And I don't know though, probably that's copyrighted. Probably. By Mortal Kombat or whoever owns them now. Sorry, I don't know off the top of my head. But tell me in chat. Hello! Guess what's happened?
I don't know, but before we continue, it was Zerg who won that last game, right? Yeah, okay.
That's correct.
So this is gonna be like straight up the worst VOD, guys. My apologies. I didn't really sear my hand badly or anything, but I grabbed the burrito and the cheese came out all over my hand, and I had to run under cold water for like 2 minutes because it hurt like hell.
Nice.
So unfortunately, I didn't get awesome camera civils this game. I'm gonna say awesome in big air quotes, but looks like I'm back in time for nothing to have happened this game, Ord.
Yeah, lots of stuff like a probe dying. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's quite epic and game changing.
Yep. That's what I was telling everybody.
So RelaX is putting down a lot of gateways again. Only 4 this time though, not 9, or at least so far. 5, 6 gates, 7, 8.
This is a really nice catch actually by RelaX. He had that pylon all the way down to the south, so was able to see the Overlord coming in. He's gonna tickle it to death, but he is actually gonna see 2 of the gateway. What?
Is that 10 gates? No,
2,
that's
4,
9
6,
again. That's 9.
9. All right.
Again, stick with that awkward number of 9, guys. 9 gateways on its own can be very deadly only if you catch your opponent 100% off guard. Last game, one of the biggest things was Krumelus did happen to have a push of his own going across the map, and RelaX kind of getting ironically caught off guard on his own. Now, if you get into your opponent's base, like, look at these ramps here, guys. You can wall off, you get some nice sentry fire, you can do a lot of damage with this gateway push if you follow it up correctly. But I fear that RelaX, I don't know, with the way he played last game, I don't know that he'll be able to do this the way he needs to be able to do this.
Again, with his sentries, though, looks like he's going with almost the same exact build.
You know what the definition of insanity is, right, Ord?
I do. He's doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results.
Well, he does have 14 sentries currently at his disposal, and I think he's actually walled himself into his base. I don't think there's actually a grid point for him to get out. He has to kill the supply depot.
He does.
Okay, guys. I am seriously, genuinely rooting for RelaX. This didn't work for him, period, last game. I would love for him to amaze me and show me some weird 9-gate strategy that actually works, but he's going to be hard-pressed to do so. He is putting forward pylons up this time and kind of leapfrogging his way across the map a little bit better than last time.
Krumelus finding a pretty nice position here on the low ground. Is actually perhaps going to go around and surround.
Oh, he's going to get from behind. Lots of circlings catching these stalkers.
Very nice, and the engagement on the other side too. Force fields this time a lot better. A lot better.
Yeah, and they may be better, but look what's coming from behind. Well, look what's actually going to go on the counterattack if you wanted to. If you went straight for his opponent's base, this would be over for RelaX. But Krumelus also has to worry about his own defense here. More roaches coming out, but there's also so many force fields left to be had because these sentries. He's got how many sentries left? 14 sentries, all with at least half energy, if not more. Oh, I don't know how this is going to play out, Ord. I'm like sitting here so confused, but right now he is untouchable. Until that energy is gone, he's untouchable. But
running into the expansion like you were talking about, not really targeting down anything in particular just yet. At the same time, the engagement goes down up into the expansion. Third base for Krumelus. All the spine crawlers are actually canceled. Krumelus is just going to abandon that
sacrifice.
base.
Yeah, he's got to sacrifice the base and get some spine crawlers down. Yeah, there we go. At the natural, tons of spine crawlers coming down. That's exactly what he needs to do. Meanwhile, back at home, RelaX is losing a ton to these Zerglings and these Roaches. Natural has been cleaned up at this point. Lots of sentries also dead as he continues to push, but he might hit just before the Spine Crawlers finish. These Roaches just need to buy time for the Spine Crawlers because nothing else really matters at the moment.
I really like this out of Krumelus, though. He's actually canceling to save the money on the ones that are out front that are going to die anyway.
These
ones
are not
in the
going to
back,
get up in time.
they have time to finish the
And the
drones.
ramp. Oh no. This comes down to a very niche base trade. I think, though, Krumelus has got a little bit extra DPS. He might be able to push this out if RelaX is actually just relentless with this.
The drone's now pushing forward, trying to do some damage to the sentries.
And Krumelus realizing he has to come home. He's coming back with the forces, but I don't know that he has enough coming back home for this to matter. He's pushing out now, but that force field on the ramp a little bit misplaced.
Now the focus fire going down on the sentries, but at this point most of them are pretty darn low on energy. As long as he can target the few that have force fields left, he can, the rest of his army does find
Krumelus is going to clean this up. Finally, it's about time. I was a little scared there for a moment, but GG coming from RelaX.